to give you some information about this facility. I'm sorry about what happened to your father. He was a good man. Before you start your shift, I need to tell you about the animatronics. The job won't be easy, but I'll give you all the information you need to understand everything better. In fact, the former Russian general was going to guide you in your work, but he has since resigned, so I am taking his place. Since that accident, everything has gone downhill with the restaurant. I never trusted those suits. They were trying to create suits that someone could wear and could also function as robots on their own. He wanted to improve and experiment with the new animatronic technology. Why do they think it's even a good idea to do that? It's beyond me. I don't even understand why they bothered to create an entire underground factory beneath the restaurant to begin with. I'm here in the CEO's office. I think he had recordings about the facility here. They were recorded in 1997. I found them. This should explain everything about the robots and what you have to do. Come to the office and I'll play the recording. Alright.
Hello. How are you? I hope you're doing well on the first night at the job. My name is Michael Johnson, the founder and CEO of Angels Entertainment World. These are recording masters, by the way. Welcome to the Angels Entertainment World Underground facility, where we build new products and animatronics to continuously improve the restaurant, or at least that was the original plan. After those students appeared, and in instance, I had no choice but to close until further notice. The animatronics were stored here because they were behaving slightly day and night and had become aggressive. It seemed to be believed to be artificial intelligence, but we never knew why they were behaving that way. Sorry, I got off topic. You were chosen as a security guard in this fantastic place. Congratulations. These animatronics are still really good customers here, and the job is to watch them, that's all. But for some reason, when these robots see human, they try to attack. But don't worry, I took the trouble to task them with our employees and see what to do so we don't attack you. At the same time, we installed things in the maintenance panel that will help you. You have a camera system that allows you to see the animatronics and the factory. Looks great, right? And to your right is an electric door. We installed these doors because we felt they were much safer and stronger. We tried to install another one at the left, but it malfunctioned for some reason. Maybe because it used too much energy. Well, this is the first night, and it's simpler. Now this is that. The animatronics tend to move around each night. Tonight, Angel Press here, the face of this company, will probably move around. To see him in the hallway, shine light at him until he leaves. He doesn't like light. And if he enters the office, use the maintenance panel, and he uses some of those options like the jammer or the alarm to make him go. First person recording. Perfect hand spring-lock suits. Bad perception. Can't even make a spring-lock versions right for seconds like this. I'm doing the experiment with the spring locks, trying to make the suits also be robots that move and beyond. That were to be used as suits. It can also function as electronics beyond. Because more skeletons in these suits to make that new function work, but also so that people can wear these suits without any problems. Let's hope this test is a success. What has happened is incredible. And horrible. First, a few weeks ago, my idiot son killed 5 children with a Freddy costume. And our employee has died because of spring-lock fear. I don't understand what went wrong. Why did it fail? I told my employees that I would take care of the body and talk to the family. But obviously, I didn't do that. If this system comes right, it would ruin the reputation of this place. So, I left it here in my underground facility. I brought it here to my secret room. I call it that because none of my employees know about this room. When we built this facility, I asked for this room to be made to store certain things, specifically my prototypes. No one will realize that this is here. I need to check this out. I can swear I had perfected it. Also, since those murders my son committed, this place now has been a bad image. It's good that he's floated in prison. He deserves that punishment. It's shameless.
Hello again, Miranda. I hope last night wasn't a problem for you. Alright, now, I'm gonna go ahead and play the other recording.
This is a second recorded message. Hello again. If you're in second shift, it means you did an excellent job on your previous shift. Good job. Okay, I'll get straight to the point here. Sorry if I bored you in the previous recording. Now, Jake Fasthuman and Jill Fasthuman's brother will move. The Fasthumans will activate. Remember the door, right? Well, that's where he'll enter. If you see him, close the door. Sometimes his eyes may be off. Something curious is that his eyes are somewhat broken. So sometimes his eyes turn off and he can't see anything. When that happens, he lets himself be guided by sound. If his eyes are off, don't make any noise. You can hold your breath so he doesn't hear you. Yeah, sometimes it won't be as necessary to close the door. Okay, that's all. Good night. End of the second recorded message.
I don't know, but I really feel like they're hiding something, or at least trying to. Sorry to bring this up, but ever since that Russian general reported the accident with your father in the suit, and after the restaurant closed in 1996, nothing more was heard about your father. Like he just up and vanished, or they hid his body. I don't know. I'd better leave you alone on your shift. Good luck, Miranda.
So many years as I recorded. It's 1995. The situation has calmed down. I think I ran and forgot about that murder that happened 5 years ago, but it called itself badly bloody. I don't even remember that guy's name. And now it's like suddenly he was disappeared, since no one knows anything about him anymore. They declared him missing, and even his family believe it. But something incredible happened. I went back to the underground facility and saw that the suit where that employee was moving. Then it went back to the room and deactivated itself. I remember that I had previously done an experiment to make the suits work as animatronics beyond. And it really works. It still works. Even with that rotting corpse inside. It's surprising. After seeing this, I decided to do some tests with it. And it's still working. This is a recorded message. Hello. You're quite the expert. Now, Walton, the Tubby bot will move. I'm sure you're wondering, why is there a Teletubby here? Well, that shooting show is popular. I see that many children like that show. So I thought, why not create my own Teletubby? So I took the trouble to contact the program's directors to come up with this idea of making my own original Teletubby for the Rasso. You know, to avoid a lawsuit or whatever. And it worked. And that's how Walton the Tubby bot was created. Now he will move and be easy to avoid. He'll go to camera 5 and try to break the power generator. If you see him, turn off the light. And he'll think he has managed to turn off the power and believe he really falls for it. Okay, that's all. End of a bird recorded message.
This may sound crazy, but I have a theory about why the robots move. Have you heard about those children who disappeared in 1990? What if those same children are possessing the robots? They were murdered by a guy named Tony Johnson. He was Michael's son. He took those children into a back room and killed them. It was only discovered because what he didn't realize was that there was a security camera in the room where he took them, and everything was recorded. He was taken to prison, obviously. It was horrible when that happened. I don't know why he did it. In fact, something like this actually happened before when a place called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was open. There were also incidents. There were rumors or legends, or whatever you want to call them, that said the robots were possessed by the missing children from that location. What if that was real? And what if that's the same thing that's happening here? I don't know. Probably think I'm crazy. I'm just trying to figure out what happened in this restaurant, because it's not normal. I can't make any sense of it. Anyway, good night.
I've been thinking and wanted to see what else these could do. I mean, I created Title 70. In fact, I was thinking at one point, what if I could revive that person, or transfer the person's consciousness to the animatronic? I will see how far this can go. But I'll need more test subjects. Right now, this place needs security guards to watch over the animatronics. They're acting very strangely. I can tell them to wear these suits to see if it works. But it will be so bad may die that I can continue doing more tests. The string lock style being used in 1991 because they became so unstable. Almost no one remembers them anymore. I'm sure those guards won't remember them either. Or they won't even know what they are. Well, let's see how far they can get with this. Message. These will be the last night with others. I'll explain why later. Alright. Tonight, Freddy Fazbear. Animatronic from Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. We'll move. I had an alliance with Fazbear's Entertainment and was an employee of Fred Fazbear's Pizza for a while. And when I wanted to open my own restaurant, Fazbear's was able to help me make that happen. After creating animatronics, it occurred to me that Freddy himself should be a part of the band. And Fazbear gave me permission for him to be part of the band, and we created a new version of Freddy. But now, I think Fazbear's Entertainment is not at its best. Okay, we see him on camera 7. Activate his team. Since we could install a door to your left, we installed a Steam host to see if he would leave. And it worked, but Freddy has something that makes him special. I saw that his eyes changed color. When they were orange, I activated his Steam at 90, and he left. When they were red, and I activated at 90, he didn't leave. But he did leave when I activated at 120. However, when his eyes are white, he doesn't leave, and he would enter the office. Activate the jammer to make him leave. I don't really understand how it works and why he attacks depending on the color of his eyes. It's very strange, but I find it incredible. It's as if he were playing or something. Oh, there's also the skeleton. If you don't see it on camera too, or hear its footsteps, close the right door so it can't get in. That endo is the only one whose function I can explain. It will see you as an endo without a suit, and try to put you in a suit. Its system is damaged. Okay, now after this shift, I need you to go to another office. There are some things in this factory that need to be fixed, like some documents or reports. When you go to the office, you'll see what I'm talking about. Alright, see you on the other side.
Wait, another office? And why would we have to fix documents down here? Oh, at least tomorrow will be your last shift, and you won't have to come back there again.
Not damage. Still working.
For recorded message. This will be your last night at this office. I'll explain why later. Alright. Tonight, Freddy Fazbear, animatronic from Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, will move. I had an alliance with Fazbear's Entertainment and was an employee of Fred Fazbear's Pizza for a while. And when I wanted to open my own restaurant, Fazbear's was able to help me make that happen. After creating animatronics, it occurred to me that Freddy himself should be a part of the band. Fazbear gave me permission to be part of the band, and we created a new version of Freddy. But now, I think Fazbear's Entertainment is not at its best. Okay, proceed on camera 7. Activate the Steam. Since we could install a door to your left, we installed the Steam host to see if he would leave. And it worked, but Freddy has something that makes him special. I saw that his eyes changed color. When they were orange, I activated his Steam at 90, and he left. When they were red, and I activated at 90, he didn't leave. But he did leave when I activated at 120. However, when his eyes are white, he doesn't leave, and he would enter the office. Activate the jammer to make him leave. I don't really understand how it works and why he attacks a bit in the cover's eyes. It's very strange, but I find it incredible. It's as if he were playing or something. Oh, there's also the skeleton. We don't see it on camera too, or he its footsteps close to the right door, so it can't get in. That endo is the only one whose function I can explain. It will see you as an endo without a suit, and try to put you in a suit. Its system is damaged. Okay, now after this shift, I need you to go to another office. There are some things in this factory that need to be fixed, like some documents or reports. When you go to the office, you'll see what I'm talking about. Alright, see you on the other side.
Wait, another office? And why would we have to fix documents down here? Oh, at least tomorrow will be your last shift, and you won't have to come back there again.